for how hot they are. You would think that they would be doused in butter and oil and fried, and they just aren't. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you've never seen me before, hi, I'm Lana. I run a honey birdette archive here at Lana Duquesne, but today we're doing something a little bit different. While my primary focus is lingerie, dark femininity is a big part of this page's existence, and today I wanted to talk about dark feminine protein sources, which may sound like an unusual thing, but I have a pretty strong ethos around food and consuming it and how that ties to femininity and dark femininity. And a lot of you showed a lot of excitement on my short where I was talking about it, so it was very, very nice to be able to quickly share an idea with you and then make it for you the next day. First, we're going to go through what the difference is, what even is dark feminine food, what do I even mean by that, how do you achieve that if you don't want to change how you're eating, and what are sort of the accompaniments that make it that aren't food. And then I'm going to give you some examples of just high protein foods that are easily going to fit into any dark feminine kind of way of living. And if you're somebody like me who really tailors everything they do to their energy and where they're at, these might just be a sporadic or sort of rare meal for you, but one that you can completely connect with, both with your health and how you feel. Now, let me know if you want to go into more detail, but I'm just going to lightly touch on what would be the difference between a light feminine meal and a dark feminine one. Light feminine food I see as comforting and cozy. Feminine food in general I see as a lot of raw ingredients, and by that I just mean relatively whole foods. Light femininity I see as an emphasis on things beautifully perfect as they are. Whole ingredients served with a little bit of seasoning or a simple sauce, things that are just perfectly classic just as they are. And then dark feminine food I would describe as more decadent and pleasurable, taking those same feminine ideas of using whole foods, but then adding a little bit of an edge, making it a bit sexy, a little bit more enjoyable, a little bit more, yes, it's perfect as it is, but then I added something to make it just a little bit more involved, a little bit more sensual, a little bit more poetic, a little bit more fiery, just a little something. I see light feminine food as beautiful as it is, and then dark feminine food is beautifully made. For me, the number one factor when it comes to dark feminine food and dark feminine high protein is figuring out your goals. So whether that's calories, protein, nutrients, find out what your body needs. You're probably iron deficient, let's be real. Find out how your food can take care of you, and find out the ways that you're not taking care of yourself, and have your food begin to provide that for you. A big part of dark feminine eating and eating in general in my mind is finding ways to change your relationship with the food. The whole point of specifying that it's dark feminine food is that food is very complex in every culture. And this is a way of defining it our way, without all the noise, for us, by us, with our needs in mind, nothing else. A big part of expressing anything with food is how you plate it. And plating will be a big part of how I like my meals. Specifically for myself, stainless steel plating, really, really impactful for myself. And then I have all different kinds of crystal bowls, metal bowls, black plates, white plates. I would rather have one of each than lots of many. I want to plate it based on what I'm eating so that I can present it to myself. In this age of convenience, we've all gotten a little too comfortable eating something that we didn't plate, and it doesn't really show a lot of respect to ourselves. So plating and garnishing. So my number two garnishes, or my two recommendations for garnishing dark feminine would be just chopped herbs and gold leaf. Gold leaf goes more into the desserts, which we're not really going to touch on today, but get yourself some little chopped herbs and just add them to absolutely everything. Serve it on a nice plate, garnish it. It doesn't even have to be one of the foods I'm recommending. It will change the meal completely. And what's dark feminine about that is the intention. I'm going to go out of my way to make this beautiful for myself so that it can have meaning, so that I'm not just feeding myself. You're not consuming the food in a masculine way where it's just for utility, and you're also not enjoying it just for pleasure. You've managed to find both, where it's incredibly curated and pleasurable, and it serves a purpose, and it conjures an energy, and it serves you. and it's just the same plate of food that you would have made yourself anyway. It's fundamentally dark feminine to look after yourself. Now I'm going to give you 8 examples of high protein foods that are incredibly dark feminine that you can either make at home or order in a restaurant. Number 1, tuna crudo. Tuna is incredibly high protein. Things are considered high protein if the protein content is 10% of the calories. Tuna is a really easy one, very low calorie, very tasty, very easy to get in a lot of restaurants, and just honestly incredibly gorgeous. Number 2 is halloumi. One of my favorite restaurants served halloumi seasonally, and they would often pair it with things like figs, walnuts, things that you wouldn't even consider, pear. Oh my goodness. Halloumi is incredibly high protein for pretty small amounts of the cheese. It's a really sexy dish, some seared halloumi. Oh my God. And people will be kind of impressed if you whip that up at home. They'll be like, I never would have expected that. Number 3 is salmon. I created this little book for myself where I've put together curated images of foods that really inspire me, that are all incredibly dark feminine focused. This is the image that I have for salmon. And there's a few different kinds of caviar there. Caviar will be mentioned later in the video, but caviar is a really great source of omega-3 if you don't eat enough fish. So serving salmon like this, once again, it's just raw and sexy and decadent and amazing at taking care of you. Salmon in most forms is going to be an incredible dark feminine staple. In the same lane as tuna and salmon, we have ceviches. I have a few different ceviche images in here, but I can only find this one at the moment. Whitefish is such a sexy dish. Just eating it with, I mean, if you're being calorie mindful, cut out the oil. If you're not, go crazy. Have yuzu oil. Oh my God. Once again, I cannot underestimate how good it is for you to be getting something where the calories and the protein balance out so well while you're getting things like omega-3 into your system and all other kinds of vitamins that you probably neglect that are beneficial for every part of your life. Number 5 is an unorthodox use for Greek yogurt. Now, Chobani high protein Greek yogurt is 98 calories and 14 grams of protein per serving. And my favorite way to have that is with caviar. You get your carbs, so you get nice and full off of your potato chips. The caviar has, once again, the omega-3s for you, and you just portion out a serving of the Greek yogurt and it is delicious. I like Greek yogurt so much more than creme fraiche for caviar. I think creme fraiche really overpowers the fishy taste. Greek yogurt for caviar all day, every single day. An amazing way to get both omega-3 into you and a lot of protein. Now I have quite a few images for this next one because it is a personal favorite. We've got steak, baby. Steak can be served a lot of ways, cooked a lot of ways. I will insist that every time you make a steak, cook it on its side, render the fat down, cook it down. You'll have a pan full of liquid that you can then use instead of adding in a ton of oil and butter, and then cook garlic cloves in that liquid. Eating as many garlic cloves as you can at any given time will be good for you. I haven't had a cold in like 3 years since I started eating garlic just in abundance. So go crazy, get wild. Steak is so incredibly sexy, so incredibly decadent, and this is one where realistically steak could fit into any category, so it's all in the presentation and the intention. Stainless steel plates like this, heirloom carrots, I love. I am so obsessed with heirloom carrots. I think they're incredible. Cook it to hell, cook it while listening to Phantom of the Opera, make it fart. Like seriously, make it the best thing. Get your iron in, get some protein in, make it so incredibly sexy. Serve it with some really good, fiber, carbs, things that you like, but learn how to make a really good steak and then make it all the time. In the same vein, but probably more likely in European countries or in restaurants, is beef tartare. We don't so commonly get the deli mince where you can eat it raw, but if you can find it in a restaurant and get a really good one, you're literally just eating meat, baby. It is incredibly high protein, so hot, so hot, so hot. Getting amazing nutrients from the yolk of the egg and the meat. Once again, you low iron girlies, which is literally pretty much all of us, find it, eat it, enjoy it, It's so sexy, and it's literally like, it's beyond healthy. All of these dishes, you would think for the amount of, I don't know, for how hot they are, you would think that they would be doused in butter and oil and fried, and they just aren't. These are things that are actually good for you. They just also happen to be highly pleasurable, which is not very common. And then my final recommendation might seem a little bit odd, but I'm obsessed with it. Put cottage cheese in your eggs. Make scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs are unbelievably delicious. Mix them with cottage cheese and then grate in Parmesan. 24-month aged Parmesan is 9 grams of protein per serving. Insane. Cottage cheese, as we all know, has protein through the absolute roof, and then so do eggs. Make these amazing, fluffy, beautiful cottage cheese eggs, put some chives on top, and tell me what you think. Try to have them with some cucumber, some things with fiber, because it is incredibly high protein and it's lots of different protein sources. I don't know about you, but oftentimes dark femininity and pleasure in general is presented as cigarettes and wine and bread and butter and things that eventually come and bite you on the ass. So it's my pleasure to make a video with some things that love us back and that give back to us, because we all work hard and we all try really hard, and sometimes things just kind of take us for a ride. So these are some foods and some experiences and some ways that love you back, and that's all that matters. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I would love to make some more of these. I'm very passionate about this. Health. Plus, I just know how hard it is. It's honestly, our health systems and our systems around food are really confusing, and it can feel like it's impossible to win. So tell me if you try anything new this week. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day.